How's everybody doing? Good. So I represent the coalition called One Ohio Now that represents over 1 million members across the state of Ohio. I'm from Northwest Ohio. I was raised by a dad who drove to Lima every day for work and a mom who was home with me and then home with my sister and I later on. My wife and I recently had a daughter about 10 months ago, and my wife quit her job as a public school teacher to be at home with our daughter. See, when I grew up, my mom could be at home with us and we could still make ends meet. We could still be in a situation where we had the resources that we needed, where I had all that I needed and a lot of what I wanted. But now, after just several months of my wife and us trying to figure out how we can be in a position to take care of our family with her not working so she can be there with our daughter, it's become clear that it's going to be very hard for us to provide for our daughter the same way that our parents provided for us. Now, I could give you a bunch of statistics and research to explain why that is, but I'm assuming a lot of people here have felt the difference over the past 30 years.
Hell yeah.
That you know that things have gotten worse. You've seen that the rich have gotten richer and the poor have gotten poorer, and it's become harder and harder to be middle class in Ohio.
And not because of an act of God.
That's right. That's right. Now here's the thing though. It does not need to be this way. You hear that? It does not need to be this way, right? Governor Kasich and others are consistently telling us that we got to cut and cut and cut. We got to take away our schools and we got to take away opportunities, whether it's recreation or transportation or education, that we got to cut and cut and cut so that we can tighten our belts and get the budget balanced, right?
Cut your way to prosperity.
That's right. Well, I'm sure you guys know the way I feel. I feel like I've cut my budget. I feel like I've tightened my belt. At our house, we've tightened the purse strings. But the reality is that rich Ohioans and big corporations are continuing to get rich while the rest of us are being asked to make the cuts.
That's right. That's right.
So we need to let our elected officials know. We need to make sure they hear loud and clear that we want to see wealthy Ohioans and big corporations paying higher taxes so that we have the services that we need in our communities.
Right.
So what I'm asking all of you today is to help us change this conversation across the state. What I want you to do is, when you go back to church, when you go back to your job, when you go back to the dinner table, you're sitting around with your family after a holiday, when you're hearing your cousin talk about the cuts to education and the need to pay higher tuition, or when you're talking to your brother about his kids and how their class sizes are getting bigger at their school, to let them know that there is another way. That by rich people and big corporations paying their fair share, we can get back to the kind of Ohio that we all believe in.
Yeah.
So, as I said, we work with a coalition of advocacy organizations, health and human service organizations, labor unions, folks from grassroots community organizing groups all around Ohio, and we're going to be working hard in the coming months and years to change this conversation, to make it not about how we need to cut everything, but also how we can get to the kind of state we want to have by rich people and big corporations paying their fair share. So, if you can please help us change the conversation at the church, at your job, at the dinner table, together we can do this and we can change the direction of our state. Thank you.